So this video is sort of a base video where it explains how I've got my Tradestation stuff set up, what technical analysis options I've got set up on my windows. So if you want to follow along at home, you can, and it won't be so confusing to you. So right away I have to apologize for the size, but we're dealing with YouTube and tiny screens anyway. Anything larger or more fine quality, it's just too hard to download. So what you see here is the candlesticks of a stock. The yellow line in the middle is called an adaptive moving average. It's an average that comes with Tradestation. It's an indicator that comes with Tradestation. This red line is an exponential moving average that I created of the adaptive moving average, and just if you're playing at home, I'm using 14 periods on this because this is an hourly chart, and 14 periods happens to coincide with 2 days of hours in Tradestation. On the bottom is MACD, and let me just expand this a little bit more so you can see the details of it. So the MACD on the hourly is actually a combination of two MACDs. The yellow and the blue line is the hourly MACD, and that's the only hourly thing. And I like to watch the crossovers here, and I like to look for divergences. So that's what you'll see coming up. The other superimposed MACD, and you don't have to do this at home because it is actually kind of complicated how to code this, is the daily MACD. So these two lines are the daily MACD's two lines, and this histogram comes from the difference between the daily MACD. I put that on there because I found it was useful to watch the daily trend, and this just kind of reinforced the fact that the daily was going up or going down. Like for instance, here you see the daily is going down, but it's starting to reverse, right? The histogram is shrinking, and here you've got an hourly crossover. Maybe it's time for trade. Who knows? So this is a clip of my daily chart. Again, an adaptive moving average, and the red line is the exponential moving average of the adaptive. And for purposes of daily, I used a 10 period because that coincides with 2 weeks of daily activity. So the hourly had 2 days of average. On the daily, I've got 2 weeks of average. I'm going to pan down here a little bit. So for the MACD portion of the daily, I just simply have a normal MACD, and the parameters for both, in case you missed it, were 12, 26, 9, just the standard MACD. Okay, this is the two screens that you just saw before. The top is the 60-minute screen, and the bottom is the daily screen. Then on the right-hand side, I've got a radar screen. The radar screen has all the symbols that I look for trading opportunities in, and if you click on one of the symbols in that radar screen, I've got it linked up so the other two screens change, and you can just simply press enter and go through the entire radar screen looking for opportunities. This is my market check screen, and I've got the radar screen at the bottom, which has the NASDAQ 100, the complete NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the S&P 100, and the Dow, and a couple of the volatility indexes, and I've just got 60-minute, daily, weekly charts up there as well. I do some Fibonacci sequences to try and give me an idea of where I think the market's going, and I trade normally off the 60-minute and the daily as a basis to get an understanding of what the market's doing and which way it's moving. Finally, this is my 401k screen, which I recommend you have as well in addition to normal trading, and I've got my 401k mutual funds, and I watch them on a daily chart and a weekly chart to determine if there's anything happening and I need to do. And it's good, I think, to remember that you can time the market in your 401ks even if they do have some restrictions. So I realized that I didn't explain everything on those charts. There's some little secrets still. Like, what are those green dotted lines on your charts? And that last one with the 401k, it was like a big wave of red and green. And I'll explain those in some other videos, so you'll have to pay attention and look for those.